Welcome to 2019, my beautiful geekies, and after we reminisced about what was great and what was awful in 2018, it's time for us to look forward into the future and hopefully look at what will be great in the year 2019. I gathered a list of 24 films that I'm really looking forward to in the year of 2019, and I rounded them up to a list of the top 10 ones. Of course, I couldn't get them all into a list, so I do have a few honorable mentions like Zombieland 2, Hobbs and Shaw, Hellboy, the new Jordan Peele movie Us, as well as Death on the Nile, Rocketman, You Are My Friend, and Frozen 2, which I'm really looking forward to. But without any further ado, let's look into the top 10 most anticipated movies of 2019. For me, of course. At number 10, I have Ford vs. Ferrari. Now, you might be asking, what movie is this? This is a movie that is going to be about the rivalry between Ford and Ferrari. That's as much as I know because, number one, I don't understand about cars. Number two, I don't care to understand about cars in real life. But I thought that exact same way in 2013 when I went to see Rush, directed by Ron Howard, a movie about Formula One racing. That was one of my favorite movies that year, and I'm really looking forward to this one as well because Matt Damon and Christian Bale are starring in it, but it's directed by James Mangold, the man who directed Logan. So this film just cracked the number 10 on my list. At number 9, we have It Chapter 2. It was such a fantastic film filled with great performances, a great story, and it was so much more than just a horror movie. It was so much more than just a really good horror movie. It was a great coming-of-age story. It was a great movie all around, and the hype has been building since those credits to this new one. Andrew Muschietti says people are going to shit themselves. If we were scared of the first one, we are not ready for the second one, and that makes me salivate in anticipation for this film. Coming in at number 8 is Spider-Man Far From Home, and the people who know me the best are probably wondering why it is quote-unquote so low on the list. It's because there are many other great movies, possibly great movies. Spider-Man Far From Home has such promise in it, but we don't have a trailer. That's one of the factors that really scaled it down on the list, but I don't think my love for Spider-Man, my love for Spider-Man Homecoming, and my love for Jake Gyllenhaal as an actor, and the fact that he's finally in a superhero movie, would ever allow this film to get off of the list. This should be a special one. Should be very different from any other Spider-Man movie, including Homecoming. So let's hope this is a good one. It has all the promise in it to be. Coming in at number 7 is John Wick Chapter 3. And of course I'm looking forward to this film. I love the first one, I love the second one. I even made a fan film about it that I put together in one video with my review. It's on the channel for you to check it out if you haven't done so yet. I just love the series. I love how the action is shot. I love the commitment of Keanu and the directors to it, and I just love that they are very original in the story they tell. Not necessarily that we haven't seen a story like this before, but it's more important that they are original in how they tell this kind of story, and there's such a world around the mythology of John Wick, if you will, that this film will be special. I can just feel it right now. With Starz planning on making a TV show around the Continental Hotel, or Intercontinental, I think it's Continental Hotel. This one should be special, and even though I wasn't asking for a sequel after number 2, I think this one should close it out, and I think they are going for that in terms of the John Wick character. Coming in at number 6 is How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. I adore the first two movies, the second one being even better than the first one. These films are just the pinnacle of DreamWorks. They have been for so long now, since 2010. And should The Hidden World be as good as the first one and as the second one, we are going to have to discuss How to Train Your Dragon in the greatest trilogies of all time conversation, because it's gotta be that if this third one is as good as the other two. Coming in at number 5 is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The story sounds fascinating. It has a stupid, ridiculous cast in it. Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, the goddess herself, Margot Robbie. It's directed and written by Quentin Tarantino. And, above all else, we had studios fighting to get their hands on this film by Quentin Tarantino. He just said, "Come at me, bros," and the studios went to him, and now I'm salivating to get this film during award season. It should be really special. I would not be surprised if at the end of 2019 I'm telling you that my number one favorite movie is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Coming in at number 4, just out of the top 3, is the movie that is coming at us the quickest. This film is just about to hit us in around 2 or 3 weeks. It's Glass. Glass has so much hype around it. Unbreakable is in my top 100 of all time. Probably is in my top 25 of all time movies. It's the best Shyamalan movie by far, followed by its surprise sequel, Split. Split was such a delight to watch. I was ready to just barely give it a positive grade when James McAvoy starts climbing the walls, and then we have the connection at the end that just makes the film make all the sense in the world, given the boundaries of this world and this universe that Shyamalan created. James McAvoy, Samuel L. Jackson, and Bruce Willis, who seems to give a crap this one time. I cannot wait to watch Glass. I only watched the first trailer. It was fantastic. I just want these next 3 weeks to fly by like this and get my ass in the cinema and watch it. And now we come to the top 3, and just starting off the top 3 is Toy Story 4. To be honest, I wasn't a big fan of the trailer, or trailers if you count the one with the duck and the rabbit, a trailer. But it's Toy Story, and even though I don't need any other one beyond the trilogy that we already got, how can I not look forward to Toy Story? Just this poster alone with Woody tipping his hat off is just everything that Toy Story symbolizes. It does feel like a goodbye, much like John Wick and much like How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, which I forgot to mention, this is going to be the last one. When I'm kind of hesitant because John Lasseter is not directing anymore. And look, I'm not censoring or blaming what happened to John Lasseter on anyone except him. I agree with what happened to him, but the dude was a great director, and the dude was behind all the Toy Stories before. So I'm just hesitant that it's not going to be as good. As long as it's a good movie in itself, I'll be fine. Coming in at number 2 is the live-action version of the greatest animated film of all time, The Lion King. And let me start off by saying this. It's my number 2. Yes, I will surrender myself to watch this movie and laugh and cry and smile and be happy. This movie is not going to be perfect like the animated one. Beyonce is doing the voice of Nala. They couldn't get a legit actress to do the voice of Nala, so it's already not going to be perfect. I just hope it's at least as good as The Jungle Book from Jon Favreau, and Jon Favreau is behind this one, so that's the number one thing that really gets me hyped about The Lion King. Everything I saw in that teaser trailer was spectacular. I'm not going to watch another trailer because it's a fucking Lion King. I don't need to. I didn't even need to watch the teaser trailer, so there's that. We know at least the movie's not going to be perfect, unfortunately, but it's still the freaking Lion King. And coming in at number 1, to nobody's surprise, is Star Wars Episode 9 and Avengers Endgame. I am one of the people who love The Last Jedi. I adore it even more every time I see it, and it's Avengers freaking Endgame. Just watch the trailer, you'll get hyped, it will be your number 1 most anticipated film. There's really no explanation needed about these films when it comes to me if you have already watched me for a long time, or a short time even. And if you're new, I shouldn't be different than many other people around there on YouTube. And that's my list of the top 10 most anticipated movies of 2019 by yours truly. I'm sure yours will be very different. Let me know in the comments below if any of the movies I left out you are looking forward to. And, of course, we cannot know every film that's coming out next year right now, so there's a lot of films that weren't even in consideration because they are being kept under wraps, so we don't know about them yet, like the movies that are coming in Oscar seasons and the movies that are going to make the festival circuit. I'm sure the hype will build around them as they get closer and closer to their release in 2019. So let me know your list, let me know on the films that you've heard about, have no information about, but does sound interesting, and I hope we have a great 2019 in film. I'm looking forward to sharing my reviews with you guys so you can share your thoughts with me as well. Thank you again for a wonderful 2018, and let's look forward to an amazing 2019. You guys are the best, so until the next video, stay beautiful and stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and click the bell so you can be geeky unite!